You need your flu shot. So, let me tell you why. For some reason, I didn't take a flu shot this year. I've taken a flu shot every year for as far back as I can remember. It was always available to me, and it was always a thing, and I did it always without really thinking about it. This time, it was a combination of being lazy, procrastinating, not wanting to do something that wasn't a routine, and I really didn't want to go to, Walgreens to get the flu shot. I got it there last year. I got it there for free because the Veteran Affairs has like some partnership. Anyways, I've been sick for the last 3 days, and the symptoms I've had. Ooh, almost got a mosquito. Fever, burning eyes, stuffy nose, sore throat, headaches, body aches, weakness, light nausea, and dizziness. Those are the symptoms that I have, and I've had them, for some time. And I thought of, if I don't get the flu shot, I'll be extra careful not to go out, not to touch anybody or whatever, not to be near anyone sick. However, those variables are not always under my control. This past Saturday, I was playing board games with my friend's house, and one of these games, Catan, by the way, you have to pass dice. You roll dice, you get the number, and then you pass your turn, and everyone gets their chance at the dice. There was someone, I think he was saying that he was sick. We were talking about how, you should just rest, drink fluids, blah, blah, blah. It didn't occur to me that I should probably guard myself or have hand sanitizer, but it would be kind of ridiculous. Or avoid touching my eyes and my nose, my mouth. Obviously, we also had like appetizers, finger foods, potato chips, things like that. And that's one of my suspicions where I was exposed to that. The other suspicion I have is when I got asked to go help my wife to jumpstart her car. She was taking her mom to the medical clinic, and after the car got jump started, I was waiting in the car because it was raining that day. It was warm in there, had the wipers on, defroster on, make sure the car was ready. But then I was told that it's going to be a long time for them to be done, so that I should turn the car off, lock everything up, and go into the clinic. At first, I thought, I'm going to get some shelter inside this clinic. Maybe there'll be a TV, a couch. But I overlooked the most obvious thing of this clinic is that I'm also going to be in a waiting room full of sick people. And this place was very packed, busy as hell. So I was trying my best to just sit down, not touch anything. But obviously, going in, I have to be a gentleman and open the door. So touching that doorknob to go inside exposed me. Also opening the door to go back outside an hour later exposed me. Being in the atmosphere inside, obviously there's no circulation or ventilation. So all these sick people that are coughing. And a lot of people don't think much, but they'll cough, they'll cover their mouth. And if they're aware of that, that's what they do. If not, they don't cover their mouth and they cough, out in the open. Especially little kids. And those little kids coughing. So these little kids would be coughing and spreading their germs, and the germs are floating in the atmosphere, and I'm breathing it all in. That could have been another exposure. Going to the grocery store also exposes me. Was it yesterday or the day before? But I was the most sick yesterday. I felt the worst. Today, I still have a sore throat. My nose is still stuffy. My eyes feel kind of burning, but I don't think I have a fever anymore. Which kind of comes back. So, a lot of people say you don't need a vaccine, but this is based on anecdotal evidence. There's a lot of variables out there that people would say, I didn't get a flu shot, I didn't get sick. And they just got lucky. Maybe they don't go into detail with their routine, their daily or weekly routine, but I'm pretty sure not a lot of them expose themselves to the sickness. Well, at least it's not as much as I did. If you put scientific evidence behind it, you definitely do need to bump your immunity system. So that way you can protect yourself from the flu. when I was in the Navy, there was no way around us getting or not getting the vaccine. Your name was on a list, and there was a check mark or checkbox next to your name if you had your vaccine for that year or not. There was a time where we were just very busy. We were in port. We were doing a lot of repairs to the submarine, and the medical department rep, the corpsman or doc, as we call them, he had made the people from the clinic come down to us at the pier in a minivan, and they set up like an impromptu vaccine clinic. So obviously they muster all hands topside, and big line, take off your blouse, and you roll up your sleeves, and then they check your name. They give you your vaccine, either a nasal or injection. I always prefer the nasal. It's not invasive. And that was it. You went about your day. And if somebody was on duty, you get relieved. They wouldn't leave until they were done. And the doc also had the ability to give you your vaccine on any day, convenient to you. His job was to make sure everybody was vaccinated. And now, if you were sick, he would make you go to the clinic and get checked out, or even go to the emergency room and get checked out. Because obviously, if you're going out to sea underway on a submarine, you could very easily spread your sickness, your illness. Obviously, there's another case of enclosed environment, no ventilation. Yes, it recirculates, but there's no ventilation. And everyone's hands touches everything, doorknobs, hatches, utensils, sink faucets, whatever you could think of. So, being a civilian, it's not really up to anybody other than myself to make sure I get vaccinated. And obviously right now I'm facing the consequences of not getting vaccinated, and is, besides getting exposed to other people that are sick, is contracting their sickness. Now, we don't have a culture where if you're sick you wear a mask, but like in Japan, China, a lot of the Southeast Asia countries, they wear masks. The closest thing I have to a mask would be this dust mask. But if I was to wear this 24/7, I guess I need the rectangle mask instead. That one looks more appropriate for someone that's sick. But I guess I could wear this. But I'm in my room, or I will be in my room, and there's not anyone else that I could get sick. And it would be more awkward for me to be out in public wearing a dust mask than if I was to be out sick without the dust mask. Just because I don't know if anyone's going to be like, oh yeah, this guy is really, what's that word? He's very aware that his illness could be spread. People don't think like that. They'll just think, oh, okay, maybe he's just trying to hide his face. Me having facial hair, long hair, ungroomed, kind of makes you think that I'm trying to hide my face for a bad reason. But, look, my dog came to visit. Come on, up. Hey, Grizzly, look. Grizzly, look, right here. He doesn't like to look at the cell phone. Look right here. Okay. Ooh, let me set my tripod back up. Don't need it. There we go. He just wants to say hi. He's 2 years old. This Grizzly. Don't lick me, please. And he's always making sure that we're okay. Checks on us. So I guess he heard me talking and he wanted to see what I was doing. And every time I'm in my van, he likes to jump in. But I always have to invite him first. Stop it. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to say that you need your flu shot. That pseudoscience, BS, anecdotal evidence, don't buy into that. I guess I was kind of influenced by it. But you definitely don't want to be sick. And if you don't get your vaccine, you're probably a person who never has to go outside, which is good because I kind of envy that. I have to go outside, just by nature of being I need groceries, I need gasoline, I need to go to work. So Yeah, you need your vaccine.